Hello and welcome to the show. It's good to see you and thank you for tuning into the Jury Request Show. I'm your host, Chris Owners. First, I want to say thank you for following us on Facebook, Twitter, and also on Instagram. What a day, how we do the show. Anyway, before we do so, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also click the bell so you'll be the first to know whenever we put up any new show or any new content. Anyway, on today's show, we got someone joining us from the other side. Anyway, you get to meet this wonderful, beautiful lady. Her name is called Amy Robb. She is a blogger and also a makeup artist. A lot of stuff that she wants to share with us on the show. Where she's somebody we're going to be talking about mental health issues, societal, and also the whole varieties of stuff. We want you to sit back so that you can get some inspiration from all of this content. But before we do so, you're going to be saying some of the helpline number on the screen. If you need help, you need support, please, you'll be reaching out to those very contact numbers. Anyway, we're going to go on a quick break. When we come back, we got Amy on the show. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Everybody, welcome to the show. As always, I'm your host, Chris Honors, and thank you for tuning in to the Jury Request Show. I hope you all keep it well. Make sure you do so. But today we have the wonderful, beautiful, no other person than Amy Robb. Hello, girl. How are you?
Hi, I'm great actually. How are you?
I'm good from the other side.
All the way down south.
Yeah. Lovely weather today. How you keeping, girl?
I'm fantastic, thriving. You got it through these challenging times. I think a lot of people have either sunk or swum, and you have that choice, I guess, every day to decide. You want to get out of your bed and make the best of it, or do you want to sit and wallow in the misery? Because, it is actually a very difficult time we're going through right now, and I just am trying to see some sort of light because you got it.
Yeah, I do. I am 100% there with you, Amy. Thank you so much. It's the best way forward for we these days because there's so much we can really take, but life has to go on. And I'm so glad that you're part of the show today because you have something that will really inspire a lot of other people talking about your journey. Let's go into it a little bit more, Amy. So let's talk about yourself. How did things begin for you?
Hi, what? Sorry? Hi.
I said, let's talk about yourself. How did everything start for you in terms of your journey?
In terms of my journey, well, I'm coming 28 in 10 days. So I feel like I've spent a lot of my time just wasting time. And so I feel like that is, why I'm so, by nature, I am very energetic and I'm just a life enthusiast. And people ask me, Amy, what do you enjoy doing? I'm like, everything. It would be easier for me to tell you what I don't enjoy because I generally just throw myself into everything. I'm just quite fearless and like to, explore the world alone and study and just kind of, I'm actually a bit of an outcast, I think, because not a lot of people do the things I do because, but they watch me to see what I'm doing because maybe they think, oh, maybe I could do that one day. But I really relate to the quote, one day or day one, and you have that decision whether, you think, oh, I'll just do it sometime in the future. Or I'll actually just start today, and it doesn't need to be a new year, 1st of January, to start doing what you want to do. Just get up and do it now. That's kind of my attitude about things. But in terms of, so today is World Mental Health Day. So I do share a lot online about the struggles I've had with mental health, and I do feel it's really important. I'm very passionate about encouraging others to speak up and share their story because, you feel like what you're going through is it's only you in this world that it's happening to, but that really couldn't be far removed from the truth. And the more people that share their story, the more people then will feel less alone, and the more then they'll be encouraged to seek out help because no one deserves to feel that way. They really don't. And there is help out there. And I think that's really important to get across that, you don't have to suffer in silence, and please speak up, and there's always someone else going through it. And I think that it really, makes you feel slightly more comforted that it's not only you and you're not crazy.
Hmm. I totally agree with you on all of that. You know, it's not only you and, you know, the other people who are passing through it, but this is the reason why we love this show, by bringing people like you on board so we can talk about what you're going through or how you're walking through yourself to get to a different level. So this is the thing that we love about doing on the show. And also, Amy, as a makeup artist, there's a whole lot of things that you went through yourself. You're addicted into it, but you come to a stage where you decide to say, you know what, enough is enough. I don't want to be hiding under this shadow anymore. I want to come out. What actually triggers you? Tell us about
Okay, so this is my bare face. Just, I always say, filter free flossum. Bare is beautiful.
it. I like the way you just said it. Yeah.
Because, like, you're not wearing makeup, are you? I mean,
You know, sometimes we put it on because of the camera, you know, just to kind of keep it fly, you know, but, you know, we do it sometimes, but
a
not that
little bit,
often.
and why not? You know,
Yeah.
like, I feel like makeup can be very much empowering. You know, it can make a lot of people feel a lot better. You can
True.
literally transform yourself into another individual. I have absolutely no, like, I think, you know, makeup is incredible what it can do. You know, it can hide things that, you know, you're self-conscious about, or scars or different things. Amazing tool to change into, you can be someone different for a day. Fantastic.
Yeah.
But in terms of me, like, I was, you know, I got to the stage where, you know, I felt I needed to cover myself up so badly that I could
Mm.
not bear to leave my house without makeup. You know,
Mm.
my routine was literally 2 hours long every morning. I mean, I started work at 6 o'clock and I was up from 4 o'clock painting my face. It was just this
Wow.
standard routine. I just, you know, this is just what I did. And it was
Mm.
honestly like Groundhog Day. Get up, you know, it's the sun, it's not light, you know, you're sitting in your room just painting your face, putting on false eyelashes, eyebrows, blusher, concealer, foundation. You know, it's absolutely, and I think back now, and oh, imagine if I actually sat and counted up all those hours on every single day of the years that went by that I did that. I have lost a lot of time.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? And I just think to myself, like, that is all time that I'm never getting back. And I could have been using that time in much more efficient ways rather than actually sitting there in front of the mirror, hating myself so much that I felt like I needed to completely cover up my face to be
Mm.
acceptable to society. I mean,
Mm.
not there, you know, and so many girls, I think, feel this way because I'm walking about the streets and I'm looking and thinking to myself, do you know what? It's really not normal here to be walking about without makeup. Everyone nowadays has a
Mm.
completely flawless face, and I have never seen anything like it. And even, you know, the 12-year-olds actually look older than me because, you know, they're like something I'm looking at them thinking, wow, that is remarkable. Do you know,
Mm.
the actual skills, they're all learning off like YouTube and everything.
Mm.
And I think it's really the case that if you're doing it and, you know, everyone around you is doing it, and, you know, if you're not doing it, then oh my goodness, you're,
Mm.
gosh, who's that?
Yeah. But from your experience, do you not think a lot of issues is relation to more of confidence? Like people are not
Oh,
confident about
definitely.
themselves.
Of course, you're not you know, you don't feel enough. Just I always say hashtag wake up Wonder Woman, because see, whenever you wake up in the morning, wake up Wonder Woman or man, sorry, but see,
Yeah.
whenever you wake up in the morning, you're absolutely more than enough exactly the way you are. You don't need to change anything about you, not your appearance, not your
Mm-hmm.
body, nothing. You're
Mm.
absolutely fine. And I think that's really the root of all, you know, I always say comparison's the thief of joy, and really the root of all evil is just comparing yourself to others and feeling like you're not good enough or you need to change in some way to be okay in
Yeah.
society. And that's, you know, that's just, that's it's heartbreaking. It really does break my heart that people feel that way, and that
Yeah.
if I think back on how I felt, I mean, I feel heartbroken for myself.
Yeah, but because your own side of things now is because you've been through it, you've
Yeah,
experienced it now, so you kind of see the other side of the tunnel. But for
yeah,
others who have not seen it, they might just be able to turn around and say, well, you know, that is our story, you know, whatever, things like that, you know. So it's a very it's a very big dilemma issue in society today that we can't just be natural. You'll be loved
No.
for who you are if you want to be natural. But the makeup side of the, I have nothing against the makeup, but your story is very, very strong enough that you share through the process, you experience it, you spend more time to do this makeup. You start working 6 o'clock, you know, you have to get ready from 4 o'clock, spend your more time to mold these up. Like you said, you could have used that time to do a lot of more better, even have a bit of extra sleep. That could have even given up,
Exactly.
you know.
Yeah.
So I mean, I hope that your story has really changed a lot of people, as I always believe. And also, we're talking about issue regarding lose weight, issue regarding add weight. From your experience, how can you balance these two sides of things? Because a lot of people have issues. Oh, I want to put on weight. Oh, I'm too fat. I want to, you know, lose the weight. And someone looking for a weight. How would you take from it?
Okay, so I do feel that this is a real, this is a real prominent issue in our society today, where on the one side of the coin, there is an obesity epidemic. We're eating more, we're moving less. Everything, it can be brought to you now. You can order up every single day of the week for every single meal of the day and snacks. You can get stuff delivered to your house. You do not need to leave your house to get all this junk food at your convenience whenever you want it. And so there's an obesity epidemic in our society on the one hand, and then on the other hand of the scale, anorexia nervosa has the highest mortality rate of all mental illnesses. Actual making a full recovery from anorexia is very, very rare. And so I am, put my hands up. I'm not afraid to talk about it. I struggled with anorexia whenever I was 17 years old. So it is 10 years ago that I was in the absolute roots of anorexia. And I can tell you, I went into an inpatient unit for my anorexia because I had attempted suicide and there was nothing in my life, literally. That was me. And so it was just so lucky that, I got that service, and I was, because not a lot of people actually, they're struggling through anorexia, and due to their BMI not being low enough, they don't actually get the treatment that I got, because it all comes down to numbers. And that's honestly the heartbreaking reality of it, that, then that means you have to get to such a low and terrible size and, detriment to your health to actually get the treatment that you need, which is, really, really just terrible. But I am blessed that I did get the treatment, and I made a full recovery from anorexia through the service and treatment that I got, which is why I'm so passionate about sharing. Sorry, the sun is blinding here.
I can see. It's a more vitamin.
Why I'm so passionate about spreading the message that just because you have a mental illness or something is not right in your life, it doesn't mean that needs to define you, and that's the way it's going to be forever. Because I'm standing here, I'm not dead, I'm actually still breathing, and I'm living and thriving. And I think that's really important to share with others, that you don't have to be this way forever. And if you're not happy with something in your life, then you can actually change it, and it takes you to make that choice in your head to say, do you know what, I'm done. I am absolutely done, hon, with this here misery and struggles that I'm going through. I can actually make life better for myself if only I make that choice. And we can all do it. It's simple things, though. It's really not all like glitz and glamour. It's literally the basics. It's nourishing yourself properly. It's getting enough sleep. It's being around good, humans that are good for your soul, people that actually, understand you and actually cheer for you when you're happy rather than run you down. It's, move your body in a certain way, like, do, some way that's mindful for you, whether that be yoga, whether that be running, Pilates, there's swimming, there's absolutely 101 ways. Dancing, I flipping love to dance. I dance on my own in my room here happily. You don't need anybody. You don't, like, literally be the life and soul of the party for yourself. Have your own parties. Do you know what I
True.
mean? Like, you actually, there's very little in this life that you actually need to be happy. And I think
Mm.
people are on the pursuit of happiness in a faraway place that you don't need to be searching for it. Happiness is within yourself. And see,
Mm.
once you have that peace and serenity within yourself, then you can then transfer that to everyone else around you. And I think that's so empowering, the
Yes.
impact you can have on others.
Yeah. Amy, can I just put you on a quick hold there because we're going to go on a quick break. So when we come back, we're going to continue from there so that we can
Of
give you a bit of
course.
time to reschedule your life because the vitamin of the sun is just in there. Okay, stay with us. All right, viewers, everyone, stay tuned for more of the show. We still got Amy to stay on the show. More to come. We'll be right back. Take it away. Welcome back to the show. Thank you for still sticking with us. We still got Amy with us on the show as always. Thank you so much, Amy. And that was a quick break. Okay, Amy, before we went on the break there, we're talking about losing weight. We're talking about what you can do with yourself, what you can gain, what other activities you can do to really boost yourself back on. And you've experienced a lot more. The next thing I want to talk to you about is regarding suicidal, which you've experienced. You've made 3 attempts. And I want to ask you, how are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling amazing. Like, literally, I think whenever I say, like, whenever people ask me, how are you? I'm like, I am fantastic. Thanks for asking. Because, I mean, most people really are not fantastic. And they actually think, to the stage whenever I say that, they actually think I'm being sarcastic. And I'm like, I'm actually good. You know, I'm not saying like, oh, I'm absolutely fantastic all of the time, because, you know, that's not realistic, an expectation to have. You know, there's obviously very challenging times and
Of course.
difficult things to deal with, but on the whole, I'm actually really good. You know, I'm feeling very productive and soul filled and just content actually in my life, for, you know, which I feel like everyone deserves to get to that stage of peace and happiness and just feeling filled up in their life.
Well, for your own side of things, I mean, like you said again, you've been through a lot. And when we talk about societal, some people take it for granted, which I believe not. Some people think when someone says they made an attempt of this, they just think, come on, you can just brush it off. Reality is not like that. You know, sometimes people say, oh, what would trigger you? You know, just speak out. You know, it's not like that. These things has its own kind of stigma. When it comes, you don't know. And when it happens, it's all of a shock. And in your own experience, you've made three attempts, you've walked your way through it. What other kind of ways on how you really specifically helping yourself, either on you know, on a day-to-day basis? Do you go for any kind of therapy? Do you go for any counseling? Is there medication? Do you see yourself like you've passed through that stage now? Because at the end of the day, we should be talking about this on television. We should be talking about this on different medium so that we can help people and help other people who either experience it or who thought of it, who can have a second chance. Like you have a third chance, and it's good we're talking about it. So let's hear your side of the story.
Okay, so I definitely feel that there are so many different avenues that people can explore in terms of if they are having difficulties with different aspects of their mental health. You know, there's so many different conditions. The Diagnostic Statistical Manual of Mental Health Disorders gets updated year upon year. You know, there's always more things being discovered as, you know, more things come around. Like, I'm pretty sure, you know, cannabis-induced psychosis, for example, wasn't around before cannabis was a big thing. You know, that is actually what has been the biggest admission to psychiatric hospitals over COVID, which I was very shocked about, because I didn't actually know that there was such thing as cannabis-induced psychosis. So, you know, there are all these different things that are coming around as a consequence of modern day society. But in terms of, mechanisms to actually, recover from such things, there's medication. I have never gone down the route of medication just personally because I have tried a few, and the side effects that I was experiencing, I mean, I was, it made me into a different person, shaking, unable to drive. For me personally, I haven't gone down the route of medication. In saying that, I do know that there are many people out there that, rely on medication, and they couldn't actually function in their day-to-day life without the medication. So, I mean, there are plenty of different medications, there to explore that, especially for things like psychosis and schizophrenia, where you are hearing voices in your head that are very, very terrifying and are telling you to do things that would be very non-conducive to health. That is very terrifying, and something that medication can certainly help with, and a range of other conditions, anxiety, depression, etc. And for me, though, I really found benefit many times in cognitive behavioral therapy. So it's something, that you change your thoughts, which then changes your behavior, and everything links into the other. It's not just one thing in isolation that's gonna make you better. People are just searching for a magic potion or something. If it was that easy, then the potion would be multi-billionaire business.
Of course,
It's all just the little steps that, as I laid out, about the sleep, about the movement, about the good food, about the good people around you, about having a purpose in your life, like something to get up every morning to be working towards. You have to have a purpose, because without a purpose, everything's pointless. You need that reason that's getting you up out of bed in the morning. What are you working towards? You need something, because if you've no goal or mission in your life, then you're just floating by. I don't want to have lived my whole life having not lived. I want stories to tell. I think everyone I meet has a story to tell and something to share with me and bless me with, and I want to know that.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. And one thing you mentioned about some of the lists you mentioned there is to say, have good people around you. That is one of the most fundamental key, to really get through the process of this healing. Because if you don't have people around you, it slows down the process, and it really makes you feel more vulnerable. You know what I mean? So, that is a good strong point you really mentioned there, that you need to have the right people around you so they can really help you through the way. So, Amy, do you want to say something there? Go on.
I was just about to say that I saw something yesterday by an author, Matt Haig. He wrote the book Reasons to Stay Alive, and I remember reading it when I was at the absolute worst point of my life, and it really, really helped me. It was the first experience that I'd read of someone going through the same thing as me, and what he said was, before you diagnose yourself with depression or low self-esteem, first make sure you're not just surrounded by people. First make sure you're not surrounded by bad people. And that stuck out to me. I thought, wow, that is very empowering, that if you do not have good people around you, then actually have the courage to walk away and be on your own, and actually just fill yourself up on your own, because if you're all right on your own, then you're landed.
That's very true. Before we wrap things up, just one more thing I want to talk to you about, Amy. Also, it is very important that people do speak out. When you speak out, there's some, a lot of opportunity there. But my question behind that would be, people hold back a lot more from speaking out from different lot of stuff. It could be either trust, it could be either unsure. How, if I tell you what I'm going through or what's in my head, how am I going to be looked upon? What's your take on all of these factors?
Oh, I couldn't agree with you more there. There is so much stigma that people think, oh my goodness, people are going to think I'm seeking attention, or even worse, people are going to think, oh, what's she complaining about? I have it so much worse. And there's this, whole games that actually stop people from getting the help that they so desperately need and deserve. And like I would say the first thing, go to your GP. If if you can't confide and if you don't have any family or friends that are willing to actually support you and understand your struggles, then go to your GP, find a social worker if you can afford it, a counsellor or a psychologist, or there are many different charities as well that are able to offer support, Lifeline, Childline if you're under 18. If you actually just look online, everyone has access to the internet. There will always be services there. You are never alone, and you should never feel like what you're going through, it's only you, because I promise there's so many others and you will get through it.
Yep. Amy, thank you so much for really pouring your mind about this issue, and I believe and hope and pray a lot of people who's going through this today will definitely pick point from this. One of the key factors they should take home today from all you've shared today is be yourself, never be afraid, speak out, be confident, stay away from the wrong people, and do what you got to do to keep life going. Amy, I want to say thank you so much for coming on the show today. It's a wonderful pleasure to really have you on the show. You're on my Facebook page, so don't worry. I'll keep tagging you and keep in touch with you as well, checking on you, see how you're getting on. But I want to say thank you so much. Amy, are there anywhere people can reach out to you, either Facebook or any social media stuff, whatever you do? You want to shout out to that?
Thank you so much, Chris. It has honestly been an honor speaking to you. I really appreciate you reaching out. So my Instagram page is Surviving Now Thriving, and I share a lot on there. That would be my main platform, or you can find me on Facebook at Amy Robb.
Okay. Well, Amy, it's all yours. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and I wish you best of luck, and I'll keep in touch with you, all right?
Same to you, Chris. Thanks a million.
You're welcome. Stay with us. Okay, viewers at home, thank you so much for sticking with us. It's Amy Robb today on the show. Everything she has shared with us, I hope is a blessing to you. Check it out on our Facebook and also all social media platform, and hopefully we can link up with you guys. And don't forget, it's a J Request show. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and also on Instagram. Don't forget to click the link. Okay, we'll come your way next week. Take care and God bless. Be safe.